Good afternoon, softball fans, and welcome to Benton, Arkansas, and the Benton Athletic Complex for today's 3A Centennial Bank State Championship game. In Game 5 of 6 on the week, we will see the Atkins Red Devils and the Ashdown Panthers. Welcome to the broadcast booth, everybody. He's Eric King. I'm Derek Walter. We're almost ready for a great pitching duel here in this game between Ashdown and the Red Devils.
Well, I'll tell you what, not only two sophomores, that's what's impressive about these squads. So you got Livy May here with Atkins. She's pitched 151 innings. She's got a 20-5 record and an ERA of 1.99. And then on the other side, you've got Madison Cook. She's also a sophomore, ERA of 1.78. She's got 125 strikeouts and a record of 8-1. So you're exactly right, Derek. This is going to be a pitcher's duel, but as we talked to both coaches before the game, they expect not only to have some good performance inside the circle, but also defensively as well.
Ashdown comes in at 24-5, Atkins 20-8. We talked to both coaches before the game, Eric. Both of them alluded to the fact that they are very young. Atkins, one senior on the team. She does not start. Same deal with Ashdown. A couple seniors, they do not start. What do you think about this young team for both sides?
Well, two things about it. There's not one that's going to out-experience the other one. And again, when we talk about young in the game of softball, they play year-round. So it's not like the only difference that experience makes right now is to be in this setting, to be here at the state championship game. But as we talk to those coaches, two different teams here. We got a very good hitting Atkins squad. He said he's not going to play much of the short game, got a lot of power over there. And then also on the flip side over here with Ashdown, they like to rely on that speed. And so be interesting to see how these two match up.
Lots of speed, total opposite. I think we're going to get small ball from Ashdown, like you said, a little more big ball from the Red Devils. Let's recap this week. First game, we had Tuckerman and East Point set County. Tuckerman won 6-2. Bentonville beat Cabot 3-1. Taylor beat Westside 9-1. Valley View last night in a really good softball game beat Nashville 2-1. And now we are ready for Ashdown against Atkins. Ashdown will take the field first. Let's take a look at their defense. In left field, we have Paredes. In center field, Jayla Richards. In right field, we will see Coleman. In the infield, the first baseman is Alexander. The second baseman will be Williams. The shortstop will be Forbes. The third baseman will be Walker. Kylie Irwin will do the catching for Ashdown, and the starting pitcher, like you talked about, Eric, earlier, is Madison Cook. Cook taking her warm-up pitches. We are almost ready for a great game of softball here. Wind will be a factor today, Eric.
Well, the wind will be a factor. As we were down there a while ago, it's a little hot on that turf as well. So a lot of things that could contribute to either team's success or in some situations, some of the downfall. But I really look forward this to be a defensive battle on this side with some good pitching here from Cook, and then also this squad that she's got behind her that has followed her up all year.
We've seen some great games. A lot of them have come down to errors, though. Whatever team cannot commit errors on the field, not give up extra base hits, has won the ball game. And we'll see tonight, this afternoon, if that is the case as well. Looks like for Atkins, Kristen Florey will be the first one up. She'll try to get something started here for Atkins. First pitch misses high for ball one.
And Florey leads the team with 8 home runs, and we saw that last night in that, or the night before last in that Cabot game, where their leadoff pitcher and the leadoff batter and their pitcher led them, and she hit one in the game. So she's got 8, and Gooden has 7 for this squad.
Cook falling behind, 2-0 here to start the game. Outfield playing normal depth, infield normal as well. The 2-0 pitch. That pitch misses for high. A little off-speed pitch. Up in the zone. Says home plate umpire Corby Davidson.
I think both coaches made mention that they don't want any extra outs and definitely no free walks. So they start off with one right there, Derek.
Kristen Florey draws a 4-pitch walk. She'll be our first base runner of the day. Atkins off to a good start. Runner on first, no outs. And we'll see Libby May up now.
Pitcher against pitcher here, Derek.
May batting .400 on the year. She steps in and takes strike one. Good pitch from Cook there to get her first strike of the day. She'll try to retire Atkins pitcher. Good pitch, a swing and a miss there for strike two. So unlike the first batter, Madison Cook able to deal quickly and get ahead 0-2. One thing we talked about yesterday, attacking the zone. Both pitchers will need to do that today. A little blooper into right field, and that's a base hit.
It's a great job of moving the base runners around. A good job of fighting that pitch off. You got to be up there. You got to be a great two-strike hitter, and that's exactly what May was. And she fought it off and just happened to find the perfect place between first and second base.
Florey gets a 4-pitch walk. May gets behind 0-2 and slaps one into right field. So runners on first and second. Florey at second, May at first. And it looks like now Addison Florey, the right fielder, will step in for Atkins and
number 12, Addison Florey.
Try to get something going with a runner in scoring position here and no outs for the Red Devils.
As we talked to Coach Porter before the game at Atkins, he said they're not going to run a lot, so they're going to rely on this offense and move these runners around.
That pitch misses up and away for ball one. Addison Florey, the right fielder, batting .326 on the year. She'll take ball two. Addison 7 doubles, 24 singles on the year. She'll try to add to this statistic right here, 23 RBIs as that one's fouled off into the screen.
And that's something we saw early on Thursday, is a lot of these batters up here are getting their timing right, especially on this first round. And we saw a lot of foul balls Thursday.
It's a great point. We talked about this in yesterday's broadcast as well. It seems like as we go on through the game, the batters, really get an eye on the pitcher. And definitely the averages went up as the day went on, as that one's fouled off into the screen.
And unlike baseball and softball, they kind of stick with who got them here. So, if you look at this, we'll probably see Cook and Libby May the majority of the day for both of these squads.
Florey takes up for ball three. Counts full. Once again, Florey on second. Crawford came in to run. She's on first base for the pitcher, May. The 3-2 pitch. Fouled off. A good battle here between Madison Cook and Addison Florey, the right fielder.
Would you look at this crowd there, and you just kind of see the purple and red split right down the middle. So.
It's amazing how they get to their side of the dugout.
Exactly.
The 3-2, swing and a miss, and Madison Cook has her first strikeout of the day. A great off-speed pitch on the outer half of the plate, and that's out number one for Ashdown. A big out with runners on first and second. You've got to start with the player up at the bat, and that's what they did.
You get that three-hole hitter on a strikeout, and that means a lot and builds the confidence up a little bit for Cook here in the circle.
A great out-of-the-zone pitch there. McKinley Kaufman up. Excuse me, Lexi Gooden up. Gooden's the center fielder. She's ahead in the count 1-0. That's a strike across the plate. Gooden, .295 hitter. She is the power hitter for Atkins. 7 home runs on the year. She takes a big cut there for strike two.
Again, you'd like to find a gap right here, and we would think we would get at least one run in, but let's move these base runners around some.
That one popped up. The catcher, Arwen, will look it into the screen. That'll keep the count at 1-2.
Got the defense here on the corners playing a little in.
14 pitches for Cook right now. 1 walk, 1 strikeout. Very effective against Florey a batter ago. The 1-2. Ball misses inside and low. Evens the count at 2.
Good job by the catcher there for Ashdown and keeping the ball in front of her. Think about it, I don't think they have to. This battery has to worry about these runners on base. They can be, don't occupy themselves with who's out there. Just throw balls, just throw strikes.
Strike 3 called.
Just like that. That's 2 big strikeouts there for Cook.
You're exactly right. Madison Cook, 2 strikeouts in this inning for 2 outs. Just when Atkins looked like they were about to do something, runners on first and second, no outs, Madison Cook says, hey, not so fast. She strikes 2 out, and we've got Atkins down to their last out here in the top half of the first. That pitch, a swing and a miss. A big swing from McKinley Kaufman. McKinley is the shortstop for this Atkins team.
Another one of these sophomores. Now, Coach did talk about it. When it comes to wheels, she is definitely the speedster on the team.
That's exactly right. That ball fouled, and Alexander and Irwin both made an effort at it. Falls foul, 0-2. Like you talked about, Eric, Coach Porter said not real fast, right? It's not our strength. Our strength is hitting, but Kaufman here does have some speed.
She get one in play here. You'd think they just want to get it to either base, but maybe third or second might be their best options.
That ball misses. One thing Cook has gotten better at in this inning, we saw her a 4-pitch walk to start the game, and since then she's been throwing strikes, attacking that zone, now with 2 outs.
Well, and Gooden, you know, she kind of has the reputation of being one of the best power hitters in this conference and in this division. So to be able to get the 3-hole and the 4-hole at the plate and to keep these runners right here has been a big accomplishment for Cook.
The shortstop hits it, and it is caught in foul territory by the catcher, Kylie Irwin. Atkins strands 2. We're going to go ahead to the bottom half of the first. The score is 0-0. You are watching the Centennial Bank Softball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
For every moment, for every memory, from that first car to your first home to your first child and all the highs and lows that tomorrow might bring. For everything that matters most to you and your family, there's someone right around the corner dedicated to helping you protect what you love. Your local Farm Bureau Insurance agent. Farm Bureau Insurance. Real service, real people.
This month on Arkansas PBS.
It's been the best thing that has ever happened to me.
So join me as we journey through America's forests.
Hey, I'm Rick Steves. Join me, dazzled by Neo-Byzantine art, and dine well on local cuisine. Ride the highest lift in all of Europe.
I'm Samantha Brown, and I'm always looking to find the destinations, the experiences, and most importantly, the people.
Only on Arkansas PBS.
Experience the action all over again next week. Watch all the championship games at youtube.com/Arkansas PBS.
You know, Eric, that is very handy. This week when we were preparing, we had some teams that were here last year, and it was really cool to be able to go to PBS's YouTube page there and watch some of those games and look back at what the teams did good, maybe what they struggled with, to help us prepare for this game. As ball's thrown down to second, and we're going to start the bottom half of the first inning.
Well, and then you got so much youth out here right now that a lot of these players are repeats. So that's what we saw in the Tuckerman game, and possibly we'll see this again next year with one of these two teams making a repeat visit.
We saw Madison Cook first inning get behind, and then 2 good strikeouts. She got herself out of the inning with 0 runs. We'll see Ashdown come to the plate their first time. Is Alexander, the first baseman, takes ball 1. Alexander, a .298 hitter. She's had 104 at-bats for Ashdown as she slaps that one foul to bring the count to 1-1.
Just opposite of what we talked about when we talked about Atkins and speed. This Ashdown squad has some speed, so look for them to lay some bunts down, maybe slap it around a little bit, just get some base runners in there.
We talked about the battle between pitching. For the first time, we're going to see Libby May and see how she battles against this good Ashdown lineup.
We was talking to Coach Porter about Libby May's pitching tackle box. She's got quite a few of them.
He didn't even want to list them all. There were so many.
He said, yeah, and so all the way down the list. And
May behind in the count 3-1.
Florey and May, they even, when May goes to pitching lessons, she catches her. So the relationship here is pretty stout.
And just like the top half of the inning, we've got a leadoff walk. So Ashdown will have Alexander on first. Paredes, the left fielder, will come up to bat.
She's batting .330 for the year, 103 at bats. We see a lot of singles on this Ashdown team, Derek, and I think it's just because of the speed.
First pitch, bunted foul. Like you talk about the speed, I think we're going to see a lot of bunts today, Eric, for this Ashdown team.
Just move it around, make this Atkins squad play some defense. On the defensive side, you got to catch it, you got to make a great throw, and then your other partner needs to catch it. I think we're fighting a bug or
a wasp
or something. I don't know what it was. It wasn't going to win with that bat in her hand.
She hits the wasp, and hopefully she'll get a hit now. The 0-1, and that's outside in the turf. Runner will go down to first. Sliding into second is Alexander, and she is safe. So runner in scoring position now for Ashdown. It's a great hustle. Is Alexander down to second base. Like we talked about, Paredes will come in now with a runner in scoring position in a 1-1 count. We see the replay there. Slid to the outside of the bag there, almost slid past it there. A line drive to the third baseman, Harris. She throws to the shortstop, Kaufman, and gets the lead runner at third base. What a play by Harris. She didn't make the call, or she didn't make the grab on the line drive, hit her glove, but recovered and got the lead runner. Eric, that's almost better than if she'd have fielded it and thrown it to first.
That's exactly right. And if you look, that's probably one of the hardest slaps that we'll see, D. And if you see what Kaufman did there and being heads up and covering the bag and getting that lead runner, it's a lot to say about this Atkins defense.
It's the little things like that that Kaufman did that will win you a state championship. When you know, hey, I've got to cover third. I have no reason to go to second, no reason to sit here. Little things like that get the lead runner in scoring position. Now Ashdown has a runner at first with one out. That one's cranked down the third baseline.
Third baseman from Harris just knowing the situation in the game and that there was a runner there on second to turn around and to make that play and not try to rush anything over to first base.
Irwin, the best hitter for Ashdown, batting .500. And when we say .500, we're not talking about .500 with 5 at-bats. Is that one is cranked into center field, right to the center fielder Gooden for out number 2. We'll see Kaufman up now, the shortstop. Excuse me. We will see Forbes up for Ashdown.
Coach,
2 outs, runner on first.
Coach did talk about Forbes having a little bit of pop. She's got 13 home runs this year.
See if she can turn on one. Maybe give Ashdown their first lead. That pitch fouled off.
She had something on her mind there.
Yeah, she did. Yeah. I got to talk to her before the game, and she said she's been playing softball for 13 years, and her favorite sport, obviously. Talked about her bat. She said, I just swing hard.
Well,
and that's what we just saw.
13 home runs, so.
The 0-1. Wow, an off-speed pitch. Florey kind of got in the way of the umpire there.
Well, that was bad close to what I would consider to be some type of slow pitch. The old slow pitch version, that thing just floated up there.
It did, and Forbes adjusted well. She waited, and just got a piece of it. In the 0-2 from May. Misses. We've got a attempted steal there, and she'll steal second base. Paredes, we've talked about it over and over again that Ashdown's going to run, and they've done that already here in the first inning as Paredes has a stolen base.
They're going to test the arm of this catcher here, and again, there was nobody there for Atkins, so I think they're very thankful that ball did hit Paredes.
Ashdown runner in scoring position now. Florey throws it quickly back to May, trying to make sure that Paredes doesn't get to third. Two's across, 2-2-2, a swing and a miss, strike three. Great work by Libby May. Ashdown leaves one stranded. No hits, no errors. We're all tied at 0. We're going to the top half of the second. You're watching the Centennial Bank Softball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
The Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Over 2,500 team members across 17 local electric distribution co-ops, powering homes, farms, and industries somewhere across Arkansas. We are the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Power and people.
Farmers and Merchants Bank and the Bank of Fayetteville share the mission of Arkansas PBS to enrich and empower all Arkansans. Community, dignity, respect. That's what Me Banking is all about. More at mebanking.com.
Fans could see the live game stats before we do. Download Arkansas PBS Engage app to get all the numbers during the live game.
I don't know, Eric, if you've ever done a game without live stats, but having live stats is a game changer for people trying to call a game.
Well, and two, you know, people want to hear what's actually going on out there. And we go from inning to inning, but it's great to have those numbers in front of us to see kind of what's happened in the past.
Madison Cook has 25 pitches in the first inning. She'll come back out, and she will face Henderson. That ball hit into right center field, rather. And the right fielder, Coleman, gets underneath it for out number one. One pitch, one out. That's exactly what you want if you're Madison Cook.
Well, we've talked about the speed of Ashdown, but the other thing that Coach mentioned was they got great defense. And so, you know, Cook loved that catch out there by that right fielder. Great job.
Prater up now for Atkins. 333 hitter on the year. She takes ball one. Stovall on deck as that ball's hitting the right side. The first baseman Alexander gets underneath it, makes the catch for out number two.
What they're putting the ball in play just right now, this defense is doing their job, and you know Cook's got to love that.
3 pitches, 2 outs. That's exactly what we want, a quick inning if you're Ashdown. Atkins will now send Stovall up to the plate. A 341 batter takes strike one. 3 home runs on the year. I'm sorry, 0 home runs, 3 RBIs on the year. 9 singles and 5 doubles. She settles in for the second pitch, a swing and a miss.
You mentioned her not having any home runs, but another interesting fact is 7 of these ball players from Atkins have got home runs this year. That's pretty impressive.
They can really hit it. Cook attacking the strike zone here in the second inning, the 0-2. Well, that is a good pitch, Eric. That just missed the inside corner. And we talked about this earlier. A good pitcher attacks the zone, but also throws outside the zone, right? Try to get that batter to chase.
So they make you try to chase it. You try to hit their pitch. And with 2 strikes and no balls, they just kind of do about what they want to.
And that's why you got to get ahead in the count.
Absolutely.
The 2-2 now from Cook. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Cook goes 1, 2, 3 for Ashdown. You're watching the Centennial Bank Softball Championship on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Can you see her greatness? When you attend her games, when you cheer her on, or when you participate in any way, you support your community and make it better, and you will see her greatness. Join us as we pledge to increase the visibility of women's sports in our communities. It makes a difference when we all are involved. At Everett Buick GMC, we proudly support our local female athletes and encourage you to do the same. See her greatness.
We never gonna stop. We never gonna stop.
Get your live action photos from the game at myarpbs.org/photos. Grab a free download, have prints made. These are great championship keepsakes.
5, 6, 7 up now for Ashdown. That will be Walker, Richard, and Coleman. We talked about this earlier, Eric. Here is the class for Ashdown. Sophomore, junior, sophomore, 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 freshman, freshman, junior.
And it's almost a repeat on the other side with Atkins. So these teams got a lot of youth out there.
May will come out for her second inning at work. She had 18 pitches. First inning, that one's hit sharply to the shortstop, Kaufman. She'll throw on to Prater for out number 1. A good play by the shortstop there, Kaufman. Stay on top of the ball, keep it in front of her, and throw on to first base.
Great job to keep it in front again, like you said. Nice throw over there. Again, hard hit ball right there.
Something we saw Cook do, work very quickly and efficiently. The top half of the inning, May starts the inning the same way. We will see Richard up now. It's tapped foul.
Picking on that first baseman there a little bit. I think she wants to put it down the first base line.
Richard, 222 on the year. 20 hits, 14 stolen bases, 132 stolen bases for Ashdown this year. That one's bunted into the screen for strike 2.
When you square around a bunch, you definitely want to get it down. You don't want to bunt any pitches that are up around the numbers or eyes.
Like to think now with the 0-2 she'll swing away here with one out. Hits off the end of the bat back to the pitcher, May. She fires over to Prater for out number 2.
A great job, way to defend your position right there. I tell you what, that came off there with a little bit of weird English there.
Yeah, I don't know what part of the bat that hit. We'd have to see the replay. I don't know if it was the tip of the bat or what, but there, let's watch it here. I don't know. It's hard to tell from that angle, but nonetheless, a little dribbler back and nicely played by May there for out number 2. First pitch across the outside corner for strike 1. Coleman, the batter, 378 hitter for this Panther team. There's that slow pitch, and it's hitting to foul territory. The third baseman, Harris, underneath for out number 3. 1, 2, 3. Down goes Ashdown. We're headed to the top of the third. No hits, no runs, no errors. You're watching the Centennial Bank Softball Championship on Arkansas PBS Sports.
This month on Arkansas PBS.
Dealing things is always more fun with you around.
Rise and shine.
I wish you were dead.
More going on here than meets the eye.
Put our lives in each other's hands.
The lie when he jumped.
This guy is our crime scene.
He'd been stabbed before he exited the plane.
Please be careful.
We're
caught in the middle of a fascist march.
Enough is enough!
They're coming for us, Daddy. I did what needed to be done.
I know.
Only on Arkansas PBS.
For more than 50 years, Arkansas PBS has been a trusted resource. Our high-quality programs are seen by viewers in every corner of our state, making on-air sponsorship a solid investment. Aligning your business with Arkansas PBS offers a powerful blend of community engagement, corporate philanthropy, and cause marketing. And our viewers remember and appreciate businesses that support our programs. Contact us today for more information on sponsorship opportunities.
The baseball and softball conversation on social media with #ARPBSSports.
9-1-2 for Atkins here in the top half of the third inning. 0-0 is our score. It's kind of like deja vu, Eric. First inning, both teams had a base runner, had someone in scoring position. First pitch, outside, missing. The batter, Coffin for Atkins. The second inning, both pitchers worked very efficiently, 1-2-3 both sides. That pitch missing, low for ball 2.
Well, Coffin is a junior on this team, so she's the one with the experience, if any.
She slaps that one into left center field, a base hit for Atkins. She'll round first base, and Atkins has a leadoff double here in the third inning. That's a big hit, Eric. That's the 9-hole hitter. Now you're bringing up number 1, Florey, the other junior.
Well, and something that was mentioned in some things that we read about Coffin is she will have a big hit here and there, and right there, it's a great way to lead off the top of the third here for Atkins.
Looks like Coach will have a word with his hitter, Kristen Florey.
I don't know if she.
I don't know if we're gonna.
Coach Pelot from Atkins chunked a band out there to Cook, and I don't know if he counted that as a trip or not.
Kristen Florey up now for Atkins, 483 on the year, 43 hits, 8 home runs, and she'll settle in for her second time up. She walked her first time. Now she's got a runner on with no outs.
And walked with 4 straight pitches, so she's ready, looking for a strike right here, Derek.
That pitch across the plate for strike 1. We'll see May, Florey, and Gooden. Next 3 batters for Atkins. Ball fouled off into the screen for strike 2.
I mentioned it earlier when Florey came up the first time, but she does lead the team with 8 home runs, so she's another one that could make a little difference here.
Coach said before the game she can hit it any part of the field. She can hit it left, she can hit it right. Just a good placement hitter for this Atkins team. The 2-2, and off speed, popped up. Looks like it'll go to the second baseman, Williams. She'll get underneath it and make the catch for out number 1.
See what good spot Cook put that ball, and she made Florey to chase it there a little bit.
Great off-speed pitch to retire the leadoff batter for Atkins. Libby May now up. Libby, a 400 hitter. She had a single to right field her last time up. First hit of the ball game, as that's a big swing and a miss for strike 1.
I think she had a repeat there in her mind there. She wanted to put that ball in play.
The 0-1 from Cook, and that's in the turf. Brings the count even at 1.
What both pitchers settled down a little bit after that first inning.
That pitch outside. 2-1 the count. Cook behind in the count, 3-1. She's missed high and outside the last 2 pitches.
Interesting here that
that pitch hitting the center field. Richard, and it will be the shortstop Forbes underneath for out number 2.
Got a way to talk out there. Tell them I've got it, just call them off. That way we don't have a collision out there. But what I was going to say is that Ashdown talked a little bit about a number 2 pitcher that could come in that we could possibly see. That's something that Atkins didn't really mention. So I think Alexander was the number 2 pitcher for this Ashdown squad.
The first pitch to Florey is outside for ball 1. Florey struck out her first time up. See if she can get something going with 2 outs and a runner on first. The 1-0 pitch is slapped into left field. It's going to be close. It is a foul ball. It's a good idea. Slap it down the left field line.
I think that left field line's kind of free out there, Dee. She's playing a little bit more into the left center area, and a lot of green on that left side.
The 1-1, and that's low and outside. Eric, the fans at home have the same view of left field that we do. We cannot see
no, I can't.
That line down.
If anything happens behind Coach Porter there, we'll have to take your word for it.
That's exactly right. We'll just watch the umpire behind home plate. The 2-1, that's high. So Cook worked very efficiently at first, now gotten behind 3-1 with 2 outs. Atkins, 2 hits on the day, Ashdown 0. The 3-1, and that is a blooper into center field, and it'll fall down right in front of Paredes. We'll see how they score that one. Just kind of a nonchalant play there. That ball just kind of died. You mentioned it earlier, Eric, that wind blowing right to left here in Benton, and it's strong. When we walked down there pregame, it felt a little better just with how hot that turf is. Nonetheless, it is labeled a hit for Atkins. They've got runners on first and second with 2 outs, and Lexi Gooden, the center fielder, will come up. Gooden struck out looking her first time. She'll see if she can't contribute, help the Red Devils score their first run of the game.
The thing we brought up about Gooden was, in this classification, she's probably one of the better power hitters around.
The 1-0, and that's an inside pitch taken to left field. That ball is foul. Once again in that dead area. Saw third base umpire Ben Dixon make the call there. Would have been a big hit down the line there. Probably would have scored.
Well, it would have had to been a great play because Coach Porter was bringing her. He was.
That pitch fouled off. Beautiful complex here in Benton if you've never been here. We've got the soccer/football field to our left. Baseball literally a stone's throw away from behind us. Just a beautiful place. Turf everywhere. There's no grass. Hopefully the rain avoids us this afternoon, but if so, it's a whole lot nicer when you don't have to bring out a tarp. That pitch is belted into left field. It's going back, and it is foul.
How that ball stayed in here, I do not know, because when it left the bat, I thought that ball was out of here.
Well, we talked about it earlier, Gooden's power, but she's turned on a few here, and that one looked like it could have been gone. It was definitely foul. But if you're Cook here, you're up 1-2. Don't throw her anything she can jack over the fence or even a base hit.
Keep it out of the zone. I mean, usually power hitters lock things up high, throw it down and outside, get it away from the plate.
That's a good pitch. It misses outside, but just what we were talking about. Don't give her anything she can hit. Talked to Coach before the game. He said, Lexi, like you said, one of the most powerful hitters on this field today. And the 2-2 misses, and now Cook ahead 1-2's fallen to a 3-2 count. 2 outs, runners on first and second. Florey at first, Cawthon still at second base. Atkins would obviously like to score her and get the game's first run. That's chopped to the third baseman, Walker. She'll throw over to first base. A great scoop by Alexander for out number 3. Cook gets out of a bind.
Well, defense, defense, defense. That's what Coach made mention to, and right now Ashdown's got it going on.
2 runners left on for Atkins. We're going to go to the bottom of the third. You're watching the Centennial Bank Softball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Sports is so important to this state and the fabric of the state, and I appreciate Arkansas PBS doing all the state title games, and that makes it available for not just the fans in Central Arkansas, South Arkansas, but fans around the entire state. I can only think of the kids in small towns, and this is the biggest moment maybe in their sports careers, and they have that keepsake of having that game on TV to have with them the rest of their lives.
Thanks, George. Appreciate it. At Big Red Stores, we're always proud to sponsor, support, and partner up with many events and activities throughout the community. Among them, high school championships throughout the state of Arkansas. At Big Red Stores, our team members are always ready to assist you to make your visit with us a pleasant one. And at Big Red Stores, we recognize that none of our support or ability to serve the community is possible without you. That's why at Big Red Stores, you're always the MVP of the Big Red team. Big Red Stores, now more convenient than ever.
Learn more about the issues that impact our state with our long-running public affairs program, Arkansas Week. Fridays at 7:30 p.m. and Sundays at 10 a.m. right here on Arkansas PBS.
We're back here in the bottom half of the third inning. We've got a great softball game, great fundamental softball game this afternoon, Eric.
Well, I tell you what, the pitchers came in, settled down a little bit. They've been able to put some pitches where they need to when base runners are on. But again, like you said, not only have the pitchers done a great job, this defense behind them has done an outstanding job as well.
We'll see Williams, French, and Alexander 8-9-1 for this Ashdown team. As Libby May steps back in the circle for Atkins. Her first pitch of the inning is across the plate for strike one. Talked about this earlier, Eric, but the delayed calls from softball officials makes it really hard to be quick and efficient making the call.
It makes you want to call it, and then half the time I'm wrong.
That pitch behind the third base dugout.
We talk about Williams here, and we talk about the youth. Williams was one of a few freshmen playing in this ball game today. Kaufman's a freshman for Atkins, so wow, that's pretty impressive to be in this setting, state finals, and have some freshmen out there leading these squads.
Williams, 188 on the year.
The ball got a little away from her there. It looked like it might slip some.
Williams is the hitter for Ashdown. The 1-2, and that's belted into center field. Gooden takes a couple steps back and makes the catch for out number one.
Tell you what, talking to the coach before the ball game, she didn't say a whole lot about the power or some pop that Atkins had. Talked a little bit about their speed, but man, I tell you what, they've hit some balls hard this afternoon.
No doubt. Great play there by Gooden. You know, we saw a couple plays in earlier games. The outfielder's first step is in, and it caused the ball to go over their head. She steps back on the first step, makes a great catch. First pitch to French. It was a swing and a miss for strike one. French, 190 average. She scored 9 runs this year for Ashdown.
Coach would love to see her just find a spot out there, because that speed makes a big difference with the top of the lineup coming up.
The 1-1. Low. Missing for ball 2. Hitting summary right now for Ashdown, 0 of 7. They've walked once and struck out once. Really need a base hit to get things going. Ball foul tipped back into the catcher. Evens a count at 2. Good crowd on hand. We've got the stands are full. We've got people down the left field line, people down the right field line. Fans coming from totally different areas of the state, meeting here in Benton for a state championship.
Atkins had a little bit of hesitation coming across the river bridge there. Traffic was pretty bad as we were coming in.
3-2 to the 9-hole French. Little check swing, fouled off into the screen. Libby May attacking here with 1 out, trying to get the second batter of the inning.
Definitely don't want to give the 9-0 hitter a free ride, by no means.
French, the junior, she takes low, and that'll be ball 4. So May retires the first batter and walks the second batter. Ashdown's got something going here with 1 out, have a runner on first base. We'll see the leadoff, Alexander, up now.
I'd be surprised if we don't see the short game come in play right here.
298 hitter. She does have some speed. She does pull the bunt. The catcher, Florey, tips off her glove, and home plate umpire Corby Davison says it was in foul territory. We'll see it here. Where was the catcher when she grabbed it? hard to tell from that angle there, but it was close. But glove and ball were most likely in foul territory there. It'll be strike one. I'm going to guess that she squares around here and bunts again.
I don't think that's going to change what just happened.
We'll see how Atkins' defense shifts here as the third baseman, Harris, runs towards home plate.
I think Florey had on her mind to catch that and sling it down to first to try to get a quick double play to get them out of the inning, but she took her eye off the ball, and I know she'd love to have that one back.
Pitch a ball, so it is 1-1. That pitch fouled off into the screen for strike two.
Swinging away at that one.
I think we'll see her swinging from here on out with 2 strikes. Only 1 out. Well, I think 1 through 9 for this Ashdown team, speed is the word that describes that lineup.
Just get them on base.
Is May, the 2-2. You can see Florey respecting that speed as she fires that ball back to the pitcher.
She does. She's not going to give him the opportunity to get off the bag, and she's doing a great job back there of moving around and watching, keeping an eye on those runners.
The 2-2, a swing and a miss for strike 3. So a strikeout for Libby May. That is 2 strikeouts for her on the day.
Well, she climbed the ladder there a little bit and kept that away from her and didn't give her the opportunity to put that in play. And so with 2 outs, let's see what the...
Great rise ball there.
That was.
Great movement there, and that'll bring up the 2-hole Paredes. Paredes reached on a fielder's choice her last time up, and a little swinging bunt there, and she's safe.
Well, that is textbook perfect. I tell you what, she came out of that left-handed side of the batter's box, put the ball in play right where you want to, and there's no way they were going to get her at first base.
Henderson playing deep at second, ran up on it, but it didn't matter. It is a hit, and we'll see it again here. I mean, just barely dinked it there. The second baseman had no chance. She was at first before she even touched the ball. Runners on first and second. Ashdown trying to break this game open with a run. There is 2 outs, and we'll see Kylie Irwin up now as she takes ball 1. Florey working quickly behind home plate, getting that ball back with 2 very fast runners at first and second.
Irwin's the one that we were talking about that was batting .500 for Ashdown, so she'd like to add to that average right now.
She flew out to center her last time up. May pitching 41 pitches right now, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, and her 1-0 pitch is high and outside.
Well, you got Irwin with a great batting average, and then right behind her you got Forbes, who she's the smasher on the team. She's leading them with 13 home runs.
The 2-0, ooh, that's inside in the turf. A great scoop there by Florey to make sure they'll keep those runners at first and second. You could really tell the urgency there. She popped up, got the ball, was ready to throw it.
Well, she got out there in front too, so that's where you want your leader to go. She catches it and she gets out there to let them know that, hey, don't run on me.
We'll have a little mound visit here between Florey and May. We'll talk a little bit about them. Coach said they are really good friends. They do everything together. Kristen catches her pitching lessons. That's how involved they are, pitching and catching. Kristen has a 32 on her ACT test as a junior.
Wow. Surely she won't take it again. I don't know. I'd be happy with that one and just move on.
I would have been thrilled.
With the 3 times I took it got to me 32 if I got to add them all together, but
I don't know if both of ours added together would have equaled 32.
Both of the 3 times we both took.
Irwin will step back in ahead in the count 3-0. A big pitch right here from Libby May. The 3-0 pitch, and that misses for ball 4. Ashdown's got a little 2-out rally going on, bases loaded.
You don't want to give the 500 hitter anything to hit, but really you got to pick your poison here. So now you got the power hitter with 13 home runs coming up here, number 15, Forbes, the sophomore.
Forbes struck out her first time up. We see her step back in for the second time. Big pitch right here for Libby May. An off-speed pitch that's dinked into right center field. That pitch is down. 1 run will score. Paredes around third. She will score. Wow, what a great piece of hitting there.
Not only hitting, but I also saw Forbes was waiting for the throw to come in, and when the throw came in, she went directly to second base. So a good job of hitting, an outstanding job of getting back into scoring position for Ashdown.
2 runners in scoring position for Ashdown as they now lead 2-0 as we see that hit. Just a great slap into right center field in the gap. The second baseman, Henderson's actually the one that fielded it. That pitch is down the third baseline foul.
That right there, I could have added 2 more pretty easy if that would have got behind the third baseman.
Kaylee Walker up, a .296 hitter. She's got 3 RBIs, and boy, if she could get a base hit here and knock in 1 or 2 more, would be huge for Ashdown. That one slapped behind home plate for strike 2. Hey, if you're Libby May here, just settle down and attack the next batter.
Exactly. You got 2 outs here. I mean, you know, you turn right around, you get a strikeout here with one pitch, and then we'll just go right in there. And again, they got a great offense, so 2 runs at nothing for this Atkins squad.
May ahead in the count 0-2. Good pitch, high, missing for ball 1. So we finally get some runs scored here in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Both teams have had a chance at different times to score. Both pitchers have stopped that from happening. The 1-2 pitch, and that's high for ball 2. Irwin on third, Forbes on second. Walker is the batter. 0 for 1, grounded to the shortstop. Her first time up. And the 2-2 from May, and that's slapped to the second baseman Henderson. She'll field the ball. The throw to first in time to Prater for out number 3. The Panthers strike for 2 here in the bottom of the 3rd. They lead 2-0. You are watching the Centennial Bank State Softball Championship on Arkansas PBS Sports.
There's well over 2,000 Arkansas rice farms. 96% of them are family owned and operated.
It's all about building community.
The results we've been seeing have been very promising.
I grew up watching the farm, knowing every detail about it.
If you take care of the soil will take care of you.
It helps us to give back to the land and make sure that it's going to be there for future generations.
Every community has a story to tell, and if somebody will tell it, it'll be interesting.
Since 1976, McCormick Equipment Rental and Sales has been equipping Arkansans for the tough jobs, construction equipment and rentals, service and sales, and a proud underwriter of Arkansas PBS Sports.
The Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Over 2,500 team members across 17 local electric distribution co-ops, powering homes, farms, and industries somewhere across Arkansas. We are the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Power and people.
Every year on the broadcast, we like to recognize outstanding Arkansas student athletes who have made a mark in the classroom as well as on the field. In the 3A division, we are spotlighting Emery Cash from Gosnell High School. She's a catcher and utility player. She's a senior with a 4.11 GPA.
Wow.
She's attending OBU, master, wants to be an athletic trainer. So I don't know. Never had a 4.11 either, Eric.
Well, and with that, she can be whatever she wants to.
That's exactly right.
Pretty impressive.
5, 6, 7 up for Atkins. We'll see Kaufman, Henderson, and Prater. First pitch missing for ball 1. A swing and a miss. A good pitch there by Cook. Evens the count at 1.
I've known Kaufman's dad for quite some time and have had the opportunity to play softball with him, and he had a little speed too, so I know exactly what the coach was talking about when he said this is the fastest one on the team as a freshman.
The 1-1 from Cook. Another swing and a miss for strike 2.
I asked her before the game, was she faster than her dad? And she said, definitely right now she is.
Definitely. 3 hits for Atkins to Ashdown's 2. Swing and a miss for strike 3, and Madison Cook retires Kaufman for out number 1.
You gotta like that. She throws a couple strikes, and then she's making them swing at her pitch. And you talked about that earlier. You get 2 strikes, you get ahead in the count, and don't waste any of those good pitches. Keep them out there and make them chase them.
1 out here as the home plate umpire talks to Cook. Hot and humid here in Benton today.
Well, I noticed he talked to May, too, in that last inning. So I don't know if he's telling him to slow down or...
Boy, she does throw it as soon as they get in the box. That pitch right across the middle of the plate for strike 1. I know as the game progressed yesterday morning's game, the 10 o'clock game, the rosin bag got used a whole lot more in the latter part. That ball slapped to the second baseman, Williams, and a great play by Williams to reach to her right and throw over to Alexander for out number 2. I thought the ball got through, Eric.
I did too. And again, Coach talked a lot about this defense, speed and defense. We heard it several times, and right there we saw that defense. A great job of the second baseman to get backhand in that one.
That ball fouled off. What a snag by Williams there. That was a great play. Talked to some of the players from Ashdown, and they said, look, like you just said, Eric, we play good defense. We play Ashdown softball. We're going to win today. And so far, they have done that. Gotten on with some walks, nothing fancy, and then a timely base hit broke the game open 2-0.
Well, when you get that speed on base hit in softball can make a huge difference.
That ball, a little blooper into left field, foul. Wow, Eric, that looked like it hit the line from here.
We'll see here, and I don't know what. Coach Porter's not saying anything, so.
Ooh, the turf here, that line is raised because it's 2 seams, and
well,
I'm not sure.
Base.
So they gave her first base, excuse us. And now Ashdown's asking him to confirm. The problem, Eric, was 1 called foul and 1 called fair. And Coach Porter's not happy, and boy, that's a tough play. He is not happy.
Yeah.
You know, that's a tough play, especially when you see it bounce off the seam like that. From up here, it definitely.
That's the thing. When you get 2 officials in a place like that, you want to definitely have great communication. And
well, and if you're Coach Porter, the frustrating thing here is you've got to get something going. Exactly. And you feel like you finally got a hit down the left field line, and it didn't happen there. So a tough play as we watch the replay one more time in slow-mo. We'll get ready for Prater back up. The 1-2, she pops it up to the second baseman, and it will be the second baseman, Williams, gets underneath it for out number 3. We're going to go to the top of the 4th. The Panthers lead it 2-0. You're watching Centennial Bank Softball Championship on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Anticipation is building in the matchups that will decide what Arkansas's local and state political and judicial scene will look like. So join us as the votes come in on Election 2022. Statewide primary coverage on Tuesday, May 24th, beginning at 7 p.m. It's analysis and insight on the races you care about.
You know, I think sports are really big to a lot of people, and because it's an important part of our fabric in our community. And the one good thing about what I've seen is it's high quality production. You know, you think of the small communities all over Arkansas, it's a big deal that they can turn on the TV or DVR or whatever and know they're going to get a quality product. And so I think it just expands the focus of what PBS is doing. You know, Arkansas PBS is doing a great job, and I think it's part of education.
Let me take you for a ride on the baseline.
Join the Arkansas PBS community and never miss an update. Visit myarpbs.org/sign up.
Richard, Coleman, Williams will be the 3 batters for Ashdown here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. They will try to extend their lead. as we see Libby May for Atkins take the circle, deliver her first pitch here in the bottom of the fourth. A bunt foul as the charging Harris picks the ball up.
Well, you know, Harris made a great play early in this ball game with a little slap line drive that she got her glove in front of it, knew she couldn't get her at first, so she turned around and got a great run. Their first out there at third base.
Richard will step back in, show bunt. She does. Harris, the third baseman, the throw to first is not in time. And they throw the ball back to the pitcher, and now Richard's still running. She's at second base. They're going to give her second, and now they're going to give her third because it went in the dugout.
I think they're going to say on the overthrow she was going to second and then going in the dugout, but I'm not sure that's going.
Coach, yeah, I think you're right. Coach Porter is saying she was on her way to second, went in the dugout. They're going to give 2 errors on the play, E5 and an E3. It'll be the third error for the Red Devils as Coach Porter is pleading his case, and we'll see it right here. So she bobbled the ball, and when she bobbled it, she threw it, and I think I see, we don't see it there, but then she takes off. So Coach Porter head back to the dugout. We're going to have a visit between catcher and pitcher. They're going to have the whole infield come in. And I think not a bad idea between May and Florey here. A weird play cost your team two base hits, or two bases. So we see it from this angle. Calm everybody down and say, hey, let's go play softball.
We got a great offense, and let's get a couple outs here, and don't let that play cost us in the inning.
Another tough break there for Atkins. As we'll see Coleman step in for her first pitch from May. That pitch high outside the strike zone for ball one rather. Runner on third. No outs for the Panthers in the bottom half of the fourth as May delivers for strike one.
Coleman, the freshman here, another freshman for Ashdown. She's batting .378.
That's one thing Ashdown's lineup, the top half, some great averages.
You got to lock this right here by May. She's just said, hey, listen, I'll do my job in the circle, and she's doing a great job right now, getting 2 strikes on Williams.
The 1-2 slapped into the screen. We'll keep it right here at 1-2. May 51 pitches, 2 strikeouts, 3 walks. She's given up 2 earned runs. That pitch is a little doinker over Henderson's head. Another run will score, and the Panthers up 3-0 now over Atkins.
A great piece of two-strike hitting right there for Coleman. I mean, I tell you what, as a freshman, she stayed in there and battled.
Coleman on the year. That looks to be her 8th RBI, and a big RBI in the state championship game. The 8-hole Williams up now. Coleman on first. Still no outs. French in the batter's circle. Williams' first pitch across the plate for strike one. Coleman quickly stealing second base. A decent throw by Florey to the right side, but it wouldn't have mattered.
Tell you what, if you're Atkins, you got to know that as soon as they get a runner on, they're moving to the next base.
I mean, honestly, I think that's the problem. If they're so fast, you can know they're running, and it still doesn't matter. Another doinker into right field. Florey will field it. She bobbles it. Coleman around. She will score for the 4th run. It will be a hit for Williams, an RBI. And the Panthers have extended this lead 4-2.
Well, that just tells you how fast this Ashdown squad is. I mean, she just bobbled it out there, and she ends up taking 2 and was standing up there on second pretty easily for Ashdown.
We'll see Coach Porter come out. We'll see what he does here. 2 runs in the third, 2 runs now in the fourth, still 0 outs, a runner in scoring position. What are you saying right now if you're Coach Porter?
Well, you just got to get them to calm down. I mean, you got to get an out. That's the big situation right here is, hey, listen, we got a runner in scoring position. Let's get an out. Those 2 hits, well, I mean, they were hits. I mean, this was exactly what they were. But when you go back to it, let's catch it clean. Let's get it back in there, and let's try to keep this runner at bay. Definitely keep the ball in front of you.
French, a 190 hitter. So if you're Atkins, start here. Attack the zone and try to get out number 1 here in the bottom of the fourth.
Hey, go in there and get her. And I'm sure May, she's gonna throw strikes, and with the relationship that she has with Florey at the catcher, then they kind of know each other, and it'd be a good spot for Florey to calm her down here some.
Batting number 2, Shamari French.
Shamari French now, the junior, will step in. She walked her first time up in the 3rd inning. She'll wait on her first pitch from May. We talked a little bit about May, 20-5 on the year. She's given up 130 hits before today's game. ERA of 1.99, so solid pitcher for Atkins. A couple errors, a couple great hits of.
A couple unlucky breaks for Atkins on the offensive end.
French dips in and waits on the 0-1. Fouled off into the screen.
What, they've not pulled much of anything. Everything's been the right field, this Ashdown squad.
She'll pick the rosin bag up, try to dry her hot, sweaty hands. It's like we said, it is a humid one today. The 0-2, and that is pitch inside and fouled off behind the third base bullpen.
She proved me wrong on that one. She turned on that pitch. Again, you look at the record here for May, 20-5, and you just know with that conference that they're in with Mayflower and Baptist Prep that they can battle, and they'll battle all the way to the end today.
The 0-2, that's a slow hanging ball there, and it is foul. What a great piece of hitting there by French. She waited and waited and waited and waited.
He did. I mean, that thing, it just floated up there. It looked like it's got to look like a beach ball.
I'm not that patient. I would have swung the minute it came out of her hand.
Well, I don't like watching anything, so
no.
I'll swing anyway. So
you go from fast pitch softball to slow pitch softball in one pitch. May ahead 0-2. That pitch missing up in the zone for ball 1.
Great job by French here, just staying off that one with 2 strikes.
59 pitches for Libby May. Pitch in the turf. Ties the count at 2.
2's across the board here. 2's batting, 2 balls, and 2 strikes.
Cross the plate called. 3rd strike, says Corby Davidson. And that is out number 1 for Libby May.
That's a big out for May. And again, she threw that one a little off speed, but it didn't have the big hump in it as that first one did. So,
like you said, a big out. You've been struggling to get that first out, and a big strikeout looking like that. It's a big first out. The leadoff Alexander shows bunt. Florey will hustle back, hand the ball to her pitcher May. Florey struck out in the 3rd inning, walked in the 1st. She has a .291 batting average on the year. A swing and a miss for strike 1. A good pitch by Libby May on the outer half of the plate. Evens the count at 1-1.
I'm not so for sure that you might not see on second, take 3rd here. That's one thing we've not seen tonight. This afternoon is not stolen 3rd yet.
Williams on second. She has 8 stolen bases on the year. The 1-1 bunted into the screen. So that should take the bunt away for Atkins. The defense can play a little bit more at normal depth with only one out.
Third baseman's going to be laying in a little bit, so.
The 1-2 high. We've got one more softball game. The host, Benton, will play Greene County Tech tonight at 7 o'clock here at the Benton Athletic Complex. It'll be a packed house tonight, I imagine.
Packed.
The 2-2 now, and that's fouled off. Battle, battle, battle is Alexander and Libby May.
Seemed like some of the teams that we talked to yesterday has actually gotten beat by this Benton squad. They played them in non-conference and non-classification battles, and Benton's pretty impressive this year.
Well, if you played them, you've lost to them.
Exactly.
They're undefeated.
Exactly.
The 2-2, and that's slapped into right to the second baseman, rather, Henderson. Good fundamental play there, and she'll get out number 2. So after giving up 2 runs, Atkins has got back-to-back outs, and they'll look to retire Paredes now as she'll step in. She's 1 for 2 on the day. She had a single and then grounded into a fielder's choice in the first inning.
Well, she had a heck of a slap there early, and you can see the second baseman. She's expecting the same thing, so.
.330 batting average coming into today's game, 34 hits and 30 singles. She taps that foul.
And she's trying to push that one down the third base side. Again, with the 2 hits that we've seen here lately from Ashdown, it's kind of been bloopers over the second baseman's head, so it wouldn't take much right here to get it over the 2-bag's head right now.
The thing is, crazy play will score from second because they are fast. The 1-2, a little swinging bunt. Florey will pick that up in foul territory, and Libby May's ahead 0-2. See if she can battle through this last batter, attack the zone. As the second baseman, Henderson, is playing even with her pitcher, Libby May. The third baseman, Harris, playing even farther in. The 0-2, a swinging bunt. The third baseman, Harris, steps to her left and throws over to Prater for out number 3. Great defense by Atkins. Coach Porter had him right in the exact position to attack that swinging bunt. And out number 3. Ashdown scores 2, Strands 1. We're going to the top of the 5th. You're watching the Centennial Bank Softball Championship on Arkansas PBS Sports.
For every moment, for every memory, from that first car to your first home to your first child, and all the highs and lows that tomorrow might bring. For everything that matters most to you and your family, there's someone right around the corner dedicated to helping you protect what you love. Your local Farm Bureau Insurance agent. Farm Bureau Insurance. Real service, real people.
This month in Passport on the PBS video app.
Can you just slap me a little bit? Slap me, thank you.
I've never put myself under this much pressure.
I'm desperate to win. Nunu has cared for children whose parents have nowhere else to turn.
It's not just a job. This is really our life.
These and other shows from Arkansas PBS are available with Passport on the PBS video app.
Love watching the state finals on Arkansas PBS? Text SPORTS to 501-491-0444 to donate $10 to Arkansas PBS Sports. See our 2 cameramen there waving? It is hot and humid. We thank you to our entire crew who's bouncing back between baseball and softball today to bring you these state championship games. A lot of work goes into these games. I spend from January on conference calls every week, making sure this event goes off well, and we thank you to the entire Arkansas PBS crew. Stovall for Atkins will step in. She struck out looking her last time up. Madison Cook, who's been really good today, delivers the 1-0 pitch. Stovall, a .341 hitter. And really, if you're Atkins, you got to get something going here in the 5th, down 4-0. The 2-0 pitch, an off-speed pitch, catches the outside corner for strike one.
Is that delayed strike again there, D? I didn't know.
We are hoping that the rain stays out of Saline County today. And the 2-1, it's a great pitch up in the zone, and she went fishing for it.
Well, that last pitch was up there a little bit, and it was called strike, and then she put that one just a couple inches higher and ended up had her chasing for that one.
Stovall, the 8-hole hitter, she's 0 for 1 today. She is a junior, and the 2-2 catches the outside corner for called third strike. Great pitch by Madison Cook as that one hits the outside corner. And Madison Cook is really dealing today, Eric.
Well, and you know that they've talked about how great this Atkins offense is, but it's not bothered Madison. She's came in there and she's fired the ball, and she's, after that first inning, she has really settled down and pitched a great ball game in the circle.
Cawthon up now. She has one of the 3 Red Devil hits. She swings and misses for strike one. She's a junior. She had a good hit to left field her first time up, ended up getting to second where she was stranded. Pitch misses for ball one. On deck for Atkins is Florey, the leadoff batter. That pitch hit to the shortstop, Forbes. She'll fire over to first base. Safe, says first base umpire Jerron Harris. The bobble from Alexander was a great play by Forbes. The throw low, and Alexander just bounced out of her glove. And hey, your number 9's gotten on twice now. If you're Atkins, see if you can get something going with your leadoff and only 1 out.
Well, and Alexander's made a great pick over there today already, and I thought she might have had that one.
What number?
Looks like Coach Porter will bring in Holmes to run. We'll see the leadoff. Florey now. The first pitch to Florey's outside, across the outer half of the plate for strike one.
We're going to be excited to have a runner on base with 1 out and get back to the top of the opposing lineup here for Atkins.
May on deck for Atkins, and the 0-1 pitch misses high. Madison Cook stretching her arm there, and the 1-1 pitch misses high.
She's taking a few off that last couple pitches.
Something that we have not seen a lot from Cook today, behind in the count. 2-1. That pitch misses. So 3 pitches for balls that were high in the zone. We'll see what she comes back here. Most likely going to throw it across the plate. But you've got the meat of the lineup for Atkins up, and she walks her. 5-pitch walk for Florey. And Atkins has something going with 1 out.
They do, and if you go back and look, they don't have, as he talked about, they're not going to rely on any short game play. And when that happens, you rely on these top of this lineup to get up here. And some of these girls have got some great numbers when it comes to putting the ball in play. Look for this team to try to make something happen this inning.
Libby May steps in for Atkins.
You know, she loved to help her calls right here.
Oh, I mean, it's biggest moment right here for the sophomore pitcher. Probably feels responsible for a few of the runs, and so if she could get a few back, it would be huge. That pitch hit to the second baseman, Williams. She'll field it underhanded over to Alexander. The runners do move over, though, so Atkins now has 2 runners in scoring position with 2 outs. Cawthon at third, and Florey at second.
That's just another job by his defensive Ashdown. I'm not getting rattled. Made a great play there at second. And, hey, listen, they just need to get an out, and that's what they did.
The 3-hole Florey up now. She's 1 for 2. She struck out in the first inning, and she'll tap that one foul off the dugout.
They come in swinging.
No doubt. She hit a single to center field her last time up, and another single here might score two with two faster runners on the base pass for Atkins.
Again, just put it in play and make this defensive Ashdown get them out of this inning.
Addison Florey steps in, waits on the 0-1. Swing and foul tipped into the net. And so unlike the last batter, Madison Cook ahead 0-2. She found herself behind 3-1, walked the last batter, and now ahead in the count 0-2 with 2 outs. This is a big pitch right here for Madison Cook. The 0-2 jammed her. That pitch, a little blooper into center field, and Jayla Richard comes running in and makes the catch for out number 3. Atkins tried to get something going here in the 5th. Stranded 2. We're going to go to the bottom of the 5th. Panthers 4, Red Devils 0. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Softball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
I think it's important for Arkansas PBS to have sports because it provides sports on a greater platform to the entire community. And it also gives people in various other communities an opportunity to see other schools and other athletes and to have a greater appreciation for not just their own community, but the sports that are available across the state of Arkansas. There are so many lessons that sports provides, and it's one of the reasons why it's so important to the next generation of athletes coming up.
Farmers and Merchants Bank and the Bank of Fayetteville share the mission of Arkansas PBS to enrich and empower all Arkansans. Community, dignity, respect. That's what Me Banking is all about. More at mebanking.com.
Since 1976, McCormick Equipment Rental and Sales has been equipping Arkansans for the tough jobs, construction equipment and rentals, service and sales, and a proud underwriter of Arkansas PBS Sports.
Blueberry, Max, and their friends are back this summer for an all-new season of Blueberry's Clubhouse, beginning July 8th, only on Arkansas PBS.
Fans sticking around in the hot, humid, cloudy day here in Benton. There are supposed to be some rain move through later today, which we are really hoping just kind of goes around Saline County, as we've got one more baseball game coming up here at 4 o'clock and then a softball game that we're going to get in here at 7.
The other night we had a great softball game there to end that first night off, and expect the same thing tonight, along with a great crowd, since we got the Benton Lady Panthers playing in that final softball game.
This game will be packed tonight. 3-4-5 for Ashdown. Erwin, Forbes, Walker, 3 sophomores. They are 1 for 5 on the day. Is Kylie Erwin will step in for Ashdown. The first pitch coming from Libby May is outside for ball 1.
I'd love to get her on base with Forbes coming up next.
Atkins 3 for 19 on the day. Ashdown 4 of 17. That's a .235 average for this Ashdown team, as that one's fouled into the screen. Here's a big stat right here. Runners in scoring position. Atkins 0 for 6. Ashdown 3 of 9.
Well, that means a lot, especially when we talk to the coach from Ashdown's before the ball game, and I tell you what, she just said that defense and their speed is what put them up in this ball game. And I tell you what, I've been impressed with them at the plate as well.
Erwin will step back in, the 1-1 count. Pitch fouled right to the left of third base and brings the count to 1-2.
We've said it several times. Erwin's batting .500, and like you said, it's not with 20 at bats. I mean, she's batting .500 with I think I saw earlier like 104 maybe at bats.
104 at bats in 28 games played. That's called hitting.
Swinging the bat.
Erwin behind, 1-2. That off the end of her bat, May will come up and make the play, and they're gonna, the first base umpire calls it foul. They're saying, I think, that it hit Irwin's leg maybe in foul territory. We'll watch it right here. I don't know. We'll see. But that is what he called. He called a foul in the batter's box. He called that one down the first baseline. So the good news for Irwin, she's got another chance. The 1-2, an off-speed pitch missing.
That didn't have the height the last couple have on it. She kept that one away. She didn't let that float up there with this 500 hitter at the plate.
You can throw pitches like that when you get ahead like she did. The 2-2, and that's hit to the third baseman Harris. She will throw over to first base to Prater for out number 1. So the deadly 500 hitter Irwin retired on a 5-3 putout.
Shortstop number 15, Carriel Forbes.
And that'll bring up Forbes now. The sophomore, 1 for 2 on the day. Struck out her first time and hit a single into right field that scored 2 in the third inning. She had that big hit that gave Ashdown their first lead of the day.
13 home runs. She's not afraid to swing the bat.
Pitch missing outside. One thing Coach Porter talked about was that May's not going to throw a lot of fastballs. She's got a big arsenal of different pitches, but does not throw the fastball too often. And I would guess to a deadly hitter like Forbes that you wouldn't want to pitch that fastball here either.
No, she throws a lot of curveballs and some change-ups, and we've seen that today. But both of these pitchers, we're talking to these coaches, there's several pitches.
May behind in the count, 3-0. That pitch, great base hit into right center field. Henderson could not get to it. The center fielder Gooden fields the ball and throws it in, but another great piece of hitting by this Ashdown team and Forbes.
Great job. She looks like she's got that on the outside of the plate, and she went with the pitch, and she hit that one pretty hard, Deke.
Henderson never had a chance to get to it. And Ashdown has a runner on first with 1 out. We'll see Walker come up now. Grounded out twice today.
A team that we didn't think had just a ton of offense. It's got 4 runs already, and they're making this Atkins squad play a little defense today.
So it's like we talked about, Eric, small ball. I mean, if you look up small ball in the dictionary, this team pops up.
Right now, definitely. They got speed, and they don't mind to slap it around, and they definitely don't mind to put it on the ground either.
The 0-1, she'll take off for second base. The play not in time as Forbes took off quick and slid in there. Not the best throw from Florey to second base, as that was a little high.
Another good job of just, number one, keeping that ball in front of you. That right there, if I'd have got out in the outfield, I think she would have went to third.
The 1-1 now from May. Pitch inside. Florey gets up quickly and stares down Forbes at second base.
I think Forbes, she's popped off there quite a bit, like she was fixing to take it to third.
If you look at Forbes, she's in her track position there, ready to take off when the gun goes off. The 2-1 is once again Forbes really messing with Florey, making her really think about what she's doing. We saw yesterday Taylor do the same thing to Westside, and they just get in their head after a while, make them overthink everything, what's she doing, and before long, you know, Atkins is more worried about Forbes than they are the hitter Walker, and that's not what you want. The 3-1, a blooper into center field. Another run will score for Ashdown as Forbes crosses home plate, and a great piece of one-out hitting by Walker, who will get the RBI.
Hey, just a great job of hitting, a good job by Forbes on second base to score, but I don't think there was any doubt if that ball would have got to the green, she was definitely headed home.
See this nice piece of hitting. Just nothing that Atkins can do right there. I mean, just that's what you call hitting it where they're not. And Ashdown has done that most of the day. We'll see Jayla Richards step in, the sophomore. She's 0 for 2. She reached on an error last inning. Grounded out to the pitcher her first time up. Ashdown's team hitting stats now up to 300 on the day, so they're really starting to hit it. 6 hits on the day, only 1 error. We talked about that early on. Team that committed the less errors probably going to win the ball game, and that's definitely the way it's looking right now.
It's a team that only batted .310 for the year, so you got to love what they're doing.
The 1-1 swung on and missed for strike 2. So Libby May battling, trying to get the second out of the inning. The 1-2, and that is popped up. It looks like the shortstop Kaufman will run over and make the grab in foul territory. Walker will retreat back to first base, and Atkins has 2 outs.
That's a great job of Kaufman, just taking command and running over there, catching the ball, keeping that runner at first base, not letting her get in scoring position. So right now we need 1 out to get back in there and get these sticks going.
Two outs now for Coleman. Coleman, a freshman, another underclassman. 1 for 2 on the day as she'll sit in there and take strike 1.
Florey, she's getting that ball back to that pitcher pretty quick. Again, I think they're worried about these base runners a little bit from Ashdown.
Well, if they get on first, they automatically get a runner in scoring position. I mean, they steal second. The 0-1 now, and that's slapped into right field. Another base hit for Ashdown. Walker will go to third base. Coleman rounds first. She's safe.
Well, that's a great job of hitting right there. She just took that ball where the pitch was at and hits it behind the runner and ends up moving her to third.
Runners at the corner, 2 outs for Ashdown. And Atkins waiting on the call from Coach Porter on how they're going to defend this one. You've got to think that Coleman's gone to second.
Oh, yeah.
And there is 2 outs, so we'll see if Florey maybe fires to second or just tries to fool Ashdown and fires back to the pitcher. No, they're going to try to get her at second. Unfortunately, Kaufman wasn't able to field it cleanly, and Ashdown scores another run. Not a bad play by Florey. They were ready to throw down. Unfortunately for Atkins, Kaufman just couldn't field it. Had a great heads-up play, though, by Ashdown, and they now lead 6-0.
And we definitely knew what was going to happen there. She was going, that was for sure.
May, the wild pitch into the screen. The count will be 1-1, and Coleman moves to third base.
He went from a 2-out hit that put her there, a single, to now with a base runner on third.
You know, something we talked about, Atkins batting well 1 through 9. If you look at their averages, as that one goes across for strike 2, it's really been the opposite. Ashdown's hit and put up 6 runs against a great Atkins team.
Well, and then they've had just the timely hits.
That pitch missing evens the count at 2. Talked with that one, strike 3 for out 3. So Ashdown goes down with 3 outs, but not before scoring 2 runs here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. The Panthers lead at 6-0. You're watching Centennial Bank State Softball Championship on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Okay, Frisbee, let's remember, it's 1 bark for true and no barks for false. Arkansas PBS is Arkansas's largest classroom. Bark! Frisbee didn't eat my slippers. Oh, Frisbee, how could you?
No, I'm sorry, Miss House. I was gonna tell you, but it slipped my mind.
Please don't let it slip your mind and donate to Arkansas PBS today.
Bark!
Centennial Bank is committed to you. Since our founding in 1999, we've become one of the nation's most trusted banks by remembering that you come first. By empowering our communities to reach their highest potential through our dedication to local charity, education, and exceptional service. Because we are proud to call Arkansas home. Banking with you in mind. Centennial Bank, member FDIC.
Celebrate game day under the arches. Access to tons of benefits through our rewards program are available today on the McDonald's app. We're loving it.
We're through 5 here in Benton. Eric King, Derek Walter here on a hot and muggy day for the 3A state title game. It has been all Ashdown as they lead 6-0. We're in the top half of the 6th inning as that pitch from Madison Cook misses high for ball 1. We will see Gooden, Crawford, and Henderson, 4-5-6 for Atkins. Gooden 0 for 2 on the day. She struck out looking and then grounded out to the second baseman.
You got 2 more shots at it here, so if you're Atkins, you just want to get some base runners and maybe get a couple to get into that lead and hopefully finish up strong in that 7th.
Pitch missing again. 3-0 the count. Like you said, you can't get 6 runs at one time, so just get a base runner, see what you can do, and there you go. 4-pitch walk for Atkins, and they've got a runner on with no outs.
I mean, you got freshman Kaufman coming up the bag again. We talked about her. This team's not known a lot for their speed, but she's definitely, as Coach said, one that he'd love to have on base because she's the fastest on the squad.
Cook has just pitched a great game for Ashdown. She's given up 3 hits, 3 walks, and 5 strikeouts. She's pitched 88 pitches so far. And the first pitch to Crawford, missing for ball 1. That is her 5th ball in a row. And so look for Madison to try to recover here and get a strike across the plate. That one catching the outside corner. Great pitch there for strike 1, evens the count.
One thing we noticed about Cook, even though she had a couple base runners in that first inning, she never got shook.
Gooden at first base for Atkins. The 1-1 pitch, and that's fouled off into the screen for strike 2. So Madison Cook walks the first batter and able to battle back, and she's ahead in the count 1-2.
And Cook's defense has played well today too, so she don't mind letting them put 1 in play here, and again, just get an out.
Crawford, a junior. She fouls that one off again. Talked to the catcher, Kylie Irwin, before the game. She said their biggest part of their state tournament was against Lincoln. She was able to drive in the game-winning RBI. They were tied 5-5 with 2 outs. Runner on second, and she drove in the winning run, and they were able to win 6-5. We talked about her hitting earlier, but she's been pretty good behind the plate today, too.
She's been great behind the plate.
The 2-2 pitch, and that one slapped to the third baseman in foul territory.
We talked about their speed all day, but their defense, Derek, is pretty
unbelievable.
Impressive.
Yeah. Kylie Irwin also told me, one thing that Ashdown's done all year, they don't give up. She said, started off a little shaky first part of the year, but just really towards the end of the season came together as a team and really just kept fighting and fighting. When things got tough, they just fought as a team. And, it's a lot easier as we watch the 2-2 pitch, and that one's fouled back. It's a lot easier, in my opinion, with small ball teams when you are struggling, because you know, you get one runner on, you steal seconds. You get one runner on, you bunt them over. When you're a team that swings away and has to depend on that big hit, when you're not hitting well that day, that's hard.
Well, a big hit with runners on base, I mean, that's another thing. You can have a big hit, and like we saw in that Cabot game, just be a leadoff home run that Bernard had, but without getting those runners that you're accustomed to on base, as Atkins has this year, you go back and you try to, again, just chip away at this lead in this 5th inning.
The 2-2 is hit right back to the pitcher, Cook. She makes a brilliant play, throwing over to Williams at second base, gets the lead runner, and once again, Eric, the small things. They've known the whole game where to go. If the ball comes to them, what are they doing with it? And she right there doesn't throw to first. She knows she's going to second to get the lead runner.
Well, and again, second baseman knows she has to make the play there. She does a great job of catching it and just making sure of that out by reaching down and tagging her. Again, they got a 6-run lead, so you know, you get one out at a time right here, and it'll be a pretty good afternoon for Ashdown.
That pitch hitting the center field. Richard will get underneath it. She'll come in and catch it underhanded for out number 2.
Richards made 2 great plays. That play she made early in the ball game, she ran in almost on the infield and made a great catch.
If it's in the air, she's catching it.
Exactly. I think that's about the way it is with any of those outfielders out there.
Well, here's the deal. If you can steal bases, you can run in the field. Exactly. And that's exactly what Ashdown's done. First pitch now to Prater. Misses for ball 1. Prater 0 for 2. Flew out twice today, and that one's a pop fly into right center field. Richard and Coleman will make the catch for out number 3. Atkins leaves a runner stranded. We're going to the top half of the 6th inning. It's been all Panthers today. They lead it 6-0. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Baseball and Softball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Can you see her greatness? When you attend her games, when you cheer her on, or when you participate in any way, you support your community and make it better, and you will see her greatness. Join us as we pledge to increase the visibility of women's sports in our communities. It makes a difference when we all are involved. At Everett Buick GMC, we proudly support our local female athletes and encourage you to do the same. See her greatness.
We never gonna stop. We never gonna stop.
For a copy of any of the state championship games, go to MNMProductions.net to place your order.
6-0. Ashdown leads it here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. It has been all Ashdown today, as they've done it defensively. They've done it with their bats. They've done it with stealing bases.
Well, and Cook's did a great job in the circle as well, to take this Atkins bunch, who we talked about earlier, about how impressive they are from the plate, to just really shut them down.
I mean, if you look at these batting averages for Atkins, 400, 400, 300, 300, 300, almost 400, 300, 200, 300. I mean, to limit them to 3 hits today, and you've got a shutout going through 6 is pretty good if you're Ashdown, and really exactly what you wanted from your pitcher today.
Well, again, you got, if you're Ashdown, you got a French is coming in. She's the 9-hole hitter coming in to start this bottom of the 6 off, and then they're going to go right back to the top of that order, to where we know it doesn't matter who's on base, they're going to take second.
Libby May back in the circle for Atkins, and that pitch fouled off. May 105 pitches on the day. She's given up 7 hits, 6 runs, 5 of those earned. She has struck out 4. And you know, Eric, she's been really good. She's had a few times, obviously gave up some timely hits, but, you know, only walked 3 today. As that pitch is pop up in the infield, the second baseman shortstop, and it will be Kaufman that gets underneath it to make the catch for out number 1.
Well, and again, a few mishaps. You know, that ball that got thrown past her the first baseman was trying to get it back into her, and it got in a dugout, then that led to another run. So, again, you just can't give with a speedy team like this Ashdown squad, you can't give them extra outs.
The first pitch to French is slapped to the shortstop Kaufman. She'll field it and throw over to Prater for out number 2. A good play by Kaufman there. It was a line drive. She fielded it cleanly and made a good throw over to Prater.
Yeah, pretty impressive job by the freshman's arm of getting it over there, and Prater did a good job of stretching out there to get it. Again, the way this offense is of Atkins, if they can get another out right here, hopefully go in and get something going, you don't ever know. 6 runs, it could happen.
The leadoff, Paredes up now. Batting .330 on the year. She is 1 for 3 today, and she'll slap it to the shortstop. Kaufman fires over for out number 3. A great fielding play by their shortstop and a great throw to get the speedy Paredes to end the inning. 1, 2, 3, down goes Ashdown. Atkins will have their chance in the top of the 7th. Ashdown 6, Atkins 0. You're watching Centennial Bank State Softball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
For almost 4 decades, Arkansas Week's been keeping you informed of the news and issues that matter most, featuring the newsmakers, the experts, the analysts, the journalists, the thought leaders who shape life and news and opinion in Arkansas. So join us as we continue to provide in-depth conversation, in-depth coverage from our new, modern, state-of-the-art studio home, where we'll cover the news as never before. So stay connected to the pulse of Arkansas with Arkansas Week.
The day before they put her on the life support, when I get out and get well, as soon as they let me, I'm gonna get vaccinated. That was my last conversation, but it was too late. It is a tragedy that came and took us so quick. This family is devastated. Please get vaccinated. It's devastating. It's devastating.
Get an inside look at what it truly means to be a farmer today and the stressors and struggles that come with the lifestyle in Arkansas's PBS new podcast, The Growing Season, available wherever you listen.
100 pitches, 5 strikeouts, 3 walks for Madison Cook. She has been amazing today for the Ashdown Panthers. She is down to 3 outs for a state championship.
Well, as you said, you can't get all 6 with one swing of the bat. So if you're Atkins, you just got to get runners on base and, you know, hope that, you know, the cards fall in your favor right now.
Limley up now. She's a sophomore. That pitch into right center field, and Coleman will get underneath it for out number 1. The Panthers 2 outs away from a state championship. Eric, let's talk about the history of Ashdown. They won the state championship in 2008. They were the runners-up in 2006 and 2013. So
again, I think it's the speed and the softball history down in that southern part of the state, and they've been very impressive today, and not too far away from naming 2021 2 in that record book.
Cawthon 1 for 2. She's a junior. She'll try to really just jumpstart Atkins. They need a jolt here if they're going to try to score 6 runs in the top of the 7th. They're down to 2 outs. First pitch to her is drilled back up the middle and a base hit. She has been the one all day for Atkins to get something going. She had a base hit, reached on an air in the 5th, and a base hit into center.
Well, she's hit the ball hard, too. That's a great job by that 9-hole hitter to put it in play, and I tell you what, that just got right up under the glove of Cook there.
Cook really had nothing to do there. She just tried to reach for it, but it was a liner. The leadoff Florey up now. She's 0 for 1. That pitch across the plate for strike 1. May on deck for Atkins. She's 1 for 3.
If I was Cook, I'd just throw strikes up there. The way this defense is played today, she don't have anything to worry about.
Florey blasts one into center field, and Richard took a few steps, and Atkins down to their last out.
Again, it's that outfield today. They've made some great catches, some catches that you thought, well, might just get down to some little Texas League bloopers, but this outfield's not going to let it happen.
Ashdown fans on their feet. They can taste a state championship here in Benton. They're 2 outs. Runner on first. Libby May steps in and tries to keep the season alive for Atkins. Cook sets. Delivers ball 1. Everybody at normal depth for Ashdown.
We talked about the history there for Ashdown. This Atkins squad has won a state championship in 2011. So
the 1-0 slap foul. Ashdown now 2 strikes away from a state championship.
You know it's got to be warm out there right now. That sun is shining down.
And that turf's about 10 to 15 degrees hotter. Oof. The 1-1 low. The outfielders, Paredes, Richard, and Coleman playing normal depth. The 2-1 slapped into center field. Richard underneath. She cannot make the catch. The ball hits the wall. Atkins around second. And they will have runners at the corner with 2 outs.
Man, that's the hardest hit ball by either team all day right there. That one got just mashed over the center fielder's head, and she didn't have an opportunity to go get that again. 1 base at a time right here. You just can't, you don't want to run into any crazy out. Ashdown, all they need is 1 out. They've played great defense so far, so you know they just want to keep the ball in front of them. And, even a 3-run shot right here don't really hurt you. So Addison Florey now up for Atkins.
Florey, the last chance here for Atkins, as that pitch misses low for ball 1. Runners at the corner. 2 outs. 6-0 Panthers. That pitch missing outside for ball 2.
That's the first runner on Atkins has had on third base all day.
Addison Florey steps in. The 2-0 pitch missing for ball 3. Atkins has Lexi Gooden, the center fielder, on deck. Gooden, the power hitter for this Atkins team. See if she'll get a chance. Atkins down to their last out. The 3-0 pitch, and that's high for ball 4, and the bases are loaded for the power hitter.
Again, Cook's got a 6-run lead. Hey, all she needs is an out. Just calm down. You know, just get them to put 1 on the ground here, get an out. Even if you got to let them score a run or 2, pick a spot, make a good play, and try to bring it home.
Coach Porter's going to have a word with his cleanup batter. She steps in, see if she can deliver for Atkins. The first pitch coming from May. It's a fastball low for ball 1. The 1-0, and that's slapped to the second baseman. Kaufman for out number 3, and the Ashdown Panthers are your 2022 state 3A softball champions.
Guys, outstanding job all the way around with this Ashdown squad. Great defense. They got great speed, as we were told before the ball game, but take nothing away from those bats and Cook inside that circle.
Ashdown ran as fast around the bases today as they just did out to the middle of the dog pile.
Well, they did a great job. They got runners on base, and when they did the way they run the ball, they just happen to have them at the right spot at the right time. Great hitting as well.
Speed was the name of the game today for Ashdown, and pitching. You cannot say enough about Madison Cook today. She didn't do anything fancy. She just batter after batter attacked the zone, and her team, she puts a 0 in every inning, only gave up 4 hits today, and her defense only gave up 1 error.
Well, no, one of those hits came late in the ball game right there by the big hitter from Atkins. So just a great all-around job by everybody on that Ashdown squad.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back with trophy presentations, and we'll wrap up the game. Ashdown wins the 3A state championship 6-0. You've been watching the Centennial Bank State Softball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Broadcast of this championship game is made possible by
the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Over 2,500 team members across 17 local electric distribution co-ops, powering homes, farms, and industries somewhere across Arkansas. We are the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Power and people.
Farmers and Merchants Bank and the Bank of Fayetteville share the mission of Arkansas PBS to enrich and empower all Arkansans. Community, dignity, respect. That's what Me Banking is all about. More at mebanking.com.
Since 1976, McCormick Equipment Rental and Sales has been equipping Arkansans for the tough jobs, construction equipment and rentals, service and sales, and a proud underwriter of Arkansas PBS Sports.
Local broadcast of Arkansas PBS programming is made possible in part by Community Bakery. Scratch-made breads, pastries, cakes, treats, and locally roasted coffees. Served daily at 2 locations in Little Rock, 1200 Main and 270 Shackelford.
Welcome back into the broadcast booth. Eric King, Derek Walter. Ashdown wins this 6-0 as we look out on the field and see them presented the 2022 3A State Championship Trophy and banner. What a performance today, Eric, by Ashdown.
Well, what a great job, and they talked about that defense and the speed, but again, like you said before we went to break, you really got to look and see what Cook did in that circle, and she did a great job for them. She ended up with 5 strikeouts. A team only gave 4 walks. A team that she knew coming into this, Atkins was very strong at the plate.
There's no doubt. Ashdown ends the season 25-5. Atkins ends the season 20-9. Talk a little bit about Atkins. Obviously, just struggled getting anything started batting today.
Well, and they did, and again, both teams struggled in that first inning, but as we said, Cook calmed down a little bit, and May had a great game as well. But one thing that I'm impressed about both of these teams, they got young players that we know we will see somewhere down the line in the near future, and don't be surprised if you don't see these two back in the same spot next year. How
impressive is it? All the underclassmen on the team, we only had 4 errors, and a couple of those were, kind of different type plays, but for the Panthers, 1 error, and to not have a senior on the field, just a remarkable job by their defense.
Well, absolutely, and to have a couple freshmen out there. We talk about the freshmen on Ashdown squad. Again, Derek, when they got on base, there was no doubt if they got to first, they were fixing to take second. So, Atkins couldn't really hiccup at all on the defensive side because they were going to run, and they ran the bases well today.
Leaders for Ashdown, Forbes was 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs. Coleman 2 for 3 with 1 RBI. Walker 1 for 3 with 1 RBI. And Williams 1 for 3 with an RBI and a double. What a great softball game. Ashdown wins it 6-0. Madison Cook gets the win. Libby May gets the loss. And we are ready for the next game, which will happen right behind us. We've got Van Buren and Marion in the 5A baseball final. Tune in. That game will begin right at 4 o'clock. And we will have the baseball game, and we'll have a softball game coming up after that, where the home team host Benton will come and try to defend their undefeated season.
Well, not just any home team, probably one of the best, if not the best, fast-pitch softball teams in the state right now. And so be very impressed, and this place will be packed.
No doubt. Once again, a great one here in Benton. Ashdown leads it Ashdown wins it rather, 6, Atkins 0. You've been watching the Centennial Bank State Baseball and Softball Championships on Arkansas PBS. For Eric King, I'm Derek Walter, saying so long from Benton.